I am ignoring comments that I can tell that didn't watch this entire video. A lot of the comments I'm getting, I can tell you haven't watched the entire video because I cover it in the entire video. So stay to the end of the video. My favorite tip of the 5 I'm going to be sharing with you today is actually number 5. So make sure you stay in for all that. So number 1. The reason why AAU basketball is great and why you should give it a chance is it teaches you to be an actual player. It teaches you to respond. It teaches you to react. It teaches you that because you're going against competitive people, right? Versus going against just cones. I don't care how many cones that you took from whatever pros you saw on YouTube. Nothing compares to an actual person sitting in front of you and saying, no, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to strategize so we can stop that. I'm going to do these things that's going to stop you. These are things that's going to be helpful for you because that forces you to react. It forces you to be to respond. These cones, these people that are good at doing cone drills, a lot of times it aids in you being a robot. You playing robotic, you overthinking things. And I'm saying that because I've been that person. I've been the person that put a summer in of just working on my game by myself. And though that is nothing's wrong with that, it is if you don't follow that up with a lot of competition. And not just competition, a competition that you're not even supposed to be in the room with. Competition that's above you. Competition that you just got to fight just to get a basic play done because they're that much better than you, because that makes you grow. Those cones don't make you grow like actual competition makes you grow. Number 2. Now, the second thing of why you should play AAU basketball is it shows you some of the best players in the country, if not the world. That's a good thing because a lot of times, especially if you're in a small town or if you're just in suburbia, just a medium-sized town, you can get used to playing against the same people in your high school and think you got it lit. You think, oh, I got this made. Oh, I'm the cat's meow. I'm the next best thing since sliced bread. I'm that guy, that girl, whoever, and it humbles you. It humbles you when you get to see, oh, wait a minute. These jokers over here from the Bay Area, they're really good. Or these people from Baltimore, they're really good. Oh, these guys from Miami, they're like, once you get out there and see what the competition looks like, unedited, not no highlights that you see on YouTube, but I'm saying like you actually see them in person. You actually see how high these jokers jumping. You actually see how fast they are. Then you can start adding on to your game in a way that you would have never done so because you were just stuck in your high school town. A lot of times we only go as hard as we need to survive. Think about it. When you run a race, when you are doing long distance. When you're running in a pack of people that are faster than you, your times get faster. When you run in a pack of people of people that are slower than you, your times get slower. Think about it. Think about when you play against somebody that's not on the same level as you in your sport. Do you play your very best? No, you adjust. You adjust to how you feel like you can get by. And that's the same thing as far as your sport is concerned on a grander level. That's why you need to see people that are a lot better than you. In AAU basketball or travel leagues, they show you that on a grander stage than just your high school. Number 3, it exposes you to the money side of your sport. This may be a negative thing for people. Some people have a bad connotation when I say this, but it's a business. It is. And if you want to play at the highest level, if you want to go in college and play, you got to understand it's a business. And what better way to do so than playing travel ball or AAU? Because it exposes that to you. It exposes. You'll see what business look like when everybody's congregated around one court. If you're playing basketball and they're looking at one player, you'll see what kind of perks this team gets as far as shoe deals, as far as gear and things like that. You'll see that it's not everybody's a winner. No, everybody's not a winner. And they wake you up on that really quickly. And I don't even give that credit to AAU. I think it's just the atmosphere of just that stage. And high school can kind of safeguard you from that. It can safeguard you from that in a lot of different ways, depending upon the high school you went to. Number 4, it's a trusted brand. AAU is a trusted brand. Don't get me wrong. Not all AAU teams are created equal, so I don't want to say that. But it's a trusted brand in the sense of like, look at any college team, major Division I team, and I guarantee you, a quarter, if not a half, of those individuals on that team has played some form of travel league or I would even say a half. 50% of those people on that team has played travel ball or AAU in some type of capacity, no matter the sport. They just weren't relying on their high school. And some of them didn't even play high school for the high school team. Some of them just went and played travel, right? So what I'm saying is, even as it relates to high schools and middle schools, sometimes you're the first one to ever do it out of that high school. You're the first one to go D1. You're the first one to go and play college at all. You're the first one to ever get recruited out of that school in 25 years. You'll never see that with AAU. There will never be a day where it's like, well, this is the first person in 25 years that somebody picked up from AAU. Never. Never. Same thing with travel ball. Never. Never. So you want to be around, you want to be in the room of when transactions are happening. You want to be in those spaces. You want to be playing against those best players. If not seeing those best players and being around those best players, that's what you want to do. You don't want to hope and dream that, these big coaches come to your high school. Do you know the size of the splash in the water you would need to make in order for these big time coaches to come to your school if no one has ever been recruited out of that school? It has to be monumental. Versus you can go to AAU and that you making a big splash isn't the deciding factor of a big coach going to that school. I mean, going to AAU, they were going to go there anyway. Now, when you get there, if you can make a big splash and redirect their eyes because they're focused on this big time player and now they're focused on you, that's all for you. But they're already going to be in the building anyway. With your high school, they're not already going to be in the building. You got to do a lot of things right. Your team has to be very successful. You have to be putting up a lot of stats, big stats that is going to get them the opportunity. Number 5, networking opportunity. Okay, your ceiling is very low in your high school. No matter how big your high school is, that ceiling is so much lower than what it would be at AAU. In AAU, you're meeting with people around the country, around the world. All right, you're building relationships with those individuals. You're going to be friends with people that's not on your team. There's going to be college coaches that are going to see you. There's going to be trainers that see you. Opportunities is going to be had that you wouldn't have in your high school. Now, I get it. It's cool to say AAU is bad now because some celebrities say so, and some of y'all are just, you worship these celebrities. Anything they say, you're just like, oh, I need to follow what they're saying. But use your brain. Use your brain a little bit. It's okay. It's still in style to use your brain. AAU basketball, though it's not a perfect system, there are more pros than cons. And if you're so worried about, oh, it doesn't focus on the fundamentals, then you focus on the fundamentals on your free time. Why is it that somebody else has to do something that you could do? Why can't you do both? Why can't you do both? So I think that's something that you should definitely think about as it relates to AAU basketball. I think the AAU and travel leagues get a lot of a bad rap, and there's such an immense amount of opportunities, and I don't want you to miss out on that.